Why hello there. We are here in Misano and it is time for the Grand Prix of Italy. Italian Grand Prix. We've got 14 cars, which I believe is a record for the amount of drivers we've ever had in a race, so this should be fun. As the grid sorts each other out. Big Eisen apparel signs. And we'll stay with Uber 9. As we have a mix-up with the grid spots. Not too sure what's happening here. Okay, we have now sorted that predicament out. And we will now have the big 40 laps. It's now been displayed. As the drivers have all been told to watch the lights. You can barely see it. 3, 4, 5. And they weren't held on for very long, and we're away in Misano, and it looks like it was a great start there from Coolbro, all the way starting back in P11 into turn 1. It's hard to tell who's got the lead. It looks like Captain Cody has maintained his status quo in the lead. It looks like Zero Denial and Laserboy are trying to contend behind them, and then it's the Fusion Motorsport car of Rohan who's made up a couple of places off the start, but Captain Cody looks like he's off and away and into the lead. Followed by Zero Denial, and Rohan's making a case for P3 here, trying to fight with Laser. And then the midfield pack, it's too hard to tell who is out in front, but it is Captain Cody in front in first place, ahead of everyone. Laserboy has gotten P3 back away. However, he has still lost a position off the start to the Pereira car of Zero Denial. Pereira making their 100th race appearance out of all of their leagues. This is the 100th for them. Captain Cody still in front as there's a couple of drivers going wide, but Zero Denial trying to make a case for first, but now up to the line, and Captain Cody is the leader, followed close behind. And there's a spinner out the back. It looks like it's the Motive Motorsport car. And the standings tower is a bit glitched. I'm not sure why. But the racing is still all very close. But the Motive Motorsport car, whose spine is now up and running again. But a red flag to sort out the issue with the standings tower. there appears to be Cobra 9, but we will have a safety car restart behind the oversized deli. Now back up and running again. We're going to have another grid start. We will be back. Okay, after that momentary loss, we're now back. But now we'll have to do yet another commentary of the start, but this time we're on lap 4. 5 lights, not held on for very long again. It was a good start once again from Captain Cody, but might have been overtaken at the start. Do Denial looking to chase, so is Rohan, so is Laser. Laser looking down the inside. There's a better start there from the Objective Racing team of Ducky, who's contending with Rohan. There's the Folklore car, I'm not sure which one that is. What a super move that was from Zero Denial down the inside and overtaking Laser up into P2. And now looking to charge at Captain Cody once again for first place. We're now here through turn 9, and it's a lot closer than what it was before. We have a yellow flag in the first sector because the Motive Motorsport car is stopped. I'm not sure why, but now we go back to the leader, and Zero Denial, this is the closest opportunity he's had to get into the lead. Whatever that was, now been cleared. Zero Denial is right on the back of the Holden car, but have a look at this scrap back here for the final podium position. Chase is looking to make up a move. He's made up about 4 places just off the start. It looks like Laser has maintained third, and he has. And look at how much people are in this one part of the track. From 12th all the way to 4th, it's about 2 seconds. Just as now there's Chase going wide, and that will give, I believe that's Eek, some encouragement. Heading through the double right-hander, and now back out of it. Go back to the lead battle. It looks like Cody has extended the gap by a little bit, and we're only on lap 5 of 40. Coolbro 9 has lost a bit of time and has gone wide for good measure. And there's Dismo going slowly in the middle of sector 2. So not sure what is going on with that car. He's gone off yet again into the gravel. But here is Chase, and there's a spin, and it's Rohan managed to catch the car. What a catch that was from Rohan. But now we head into the final corner. Captain Cody remains in the lead. Zero Denial in P2. Laser third. And everyone moving up because both Finley and Nottage Cookies have all moved down. 2 seconds the gap now. The Laser Boy from first, but now here's the battle between Chase and Eeks, still going through, and it looks like Eeks has made the pass. Here's the battle for the lead then. Captain Cody lagging all over the place, thanks to VLAG from Roblox. We go with unsuccessful prey, and this is the battle for the final points paying position, which is 8th place. Now I must say, it might come down to the wire, considering all these guys are going to be battling for pretty much the entire time until they need to come in for their stops. It's a projected 1-stop strategy around here. But we're not sure, as they're the objective going wider is Eeks, and that is a mistake that shouldn't have happened. And so that means that Chase has definitely solidified his 4th place. Laser's lost a bit of time as well. Rohan up to 5th place, as we see him now. Well, that's Laser, I should say, lagging his way around, and Chase is a lot closer now than what he has been before. And this is for the final podium position. Zero Denial is also really close now to the back of Captain Cody. They're still side by side as it was in Lisbon. Coolbro 9 is still back and has lost more time. There's a big slide there from Chase. But now, as we head through turn 9, see who comes out on top. Looks like Rohan's just a little bit ahead here of Chase as they head through the final part of the lap once again. Will we see any spinners? That's Rohan going very wide through there, and that has allowed Chase to likely overtake it. Sure, thanks to D-Lag. See, as the standing updates, and he has made the pass. The Chase back up into 4th place. Ducky has made a mistake somewhere along the lap because he's now fallen out of the points. Back now in 10th place. Timing tower will be reset as they come around the lap. Because Tismore side from place. Maybe look for his owner of Logan Ultramotive. Captain Cody though leads, Zero Denial there again. As the timing tower has done the same thing as it has done in the red flag. It's a tight battle here in the points paying positions. On board with unsuccessful as he's chasing after Chase, as it looks like Rohan has made a beeline there for 3rd place and is right behind Laser. They go through the middle part of the lap. Standings tower is still a little bit glitched, but it should update soon. Go back to this battle in the podium position. There's a bit of a spin there. Looks like it was for unsuccessful, but it's 2 Folklore car against the Lone Motive Motorsport still in the race as we're a quarter of the way through the race. Philip Harlap will go back to Denial, has lost a bit of time now to the Holden car of Captain Cody, whose teammate is down in 13th. Rohan has done something to make a mistake. He's going very, very slowly. He might have spun at the final corner. As more and more names are being added back to the standings tower. Now, grid being spaced out a little bit. But not these two. Well, these 3, I should say. They're still battling for the 4th place, which will give 10 points. It'll be a good haul of points for Folklore, considering they've only gotten about 22 points through the first 5 rounds. But when should we see the first round of stops coming in? Let's get back to that battle, considering it's the only real close battle for the important points paying positions. And Prey was so laggy coming through the start finish line that it didn't register the time for him until about 2 seconds later. As we've gotten our first person into the pits, it's the Objective Racing car. Actually, he's pulling in to retire from the race. So that's unfortunate for the Objective Racing team for their first race after their owner has left. Captain Cody at 108.5 is the fastest lap, so that's an extra point for Cody, trying to get right possibly one of the first Grand Slams that we have seen in SSRL. Might be the first, and it will come in the 42nd official race. So see if the timing sheet updates. No, it doesn't. So for everyone's information, it's the Pro Era and the Toyota of Nordics Cookies and Finley respectively that are 8th and 9th place. They're all just in between Rohan and Ladair, evenly spaced out, and that's for the final point in the race. Ladair is already on 22 corner cards, so there might be a drive-through coming his way. But when will we see the first stops coming through? As now Zero Denial's name has evaporated from the timing sheet. He is still second place though, I can confirm. Zidane still not on the timing sheet. We can assure you that he is there. And well done now. We've got 8th and 9th place. We're back. All we need now is Zero Denial to get down from Captain Cody's spot in the top part of the standings tower. But we've got most of the names back, so hip hip hooray. But Zero Denial has lost heaps of time and might be even falling back to the clutches of Laserboy back in P3. Laserboy doing very well to restrict his corner cuts. So we should see some people starting to pit soon as we reach the halfway point of the race. We'll see if they are struggling on their tyres. We'll see if anyone tries to pull a Magny-Cours or a Lisbon and not stop, which you are allowed to do because there are no tyre compounds. So that might be something we're about to see soon. But now it's Rohan up into 4th place. Not sure what has happened with Jace, but he's now dropped a bit far back. And now it's a 4-way battle for 4th place. This goes all the way down to 7th. As Ladair has received a drive-through penalty thanks to our steward today, the oversized deli, who is watching out for the corner cuts. And Ladair has reached 25 and now expected to come into the pit lane to serve that drive-through penalty. Their denial is 10 seconds back. Name has not updated though. On the timing sheets, there's Laser in 3rd. Rohan is clear and up in the 4th place. Going wide there at the final corner was Chase. And then it's Eeks and Unsuccessful back in 7th spot. And Finley has solidified his position as the final man in the points, with the Proera car looking behind. And does Ladair do drive through today? Yes, he does. Does it on this lap. Into the pits we go with the Fusion Motorsport car. So that will drop him. Oh, he's already last, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But when are we going to see some progress maybe from Coolbro 9? The story of the entire race, it's still 2 Focal or car behind. And Chase now has been overtaken by Eeks for 5th place, and now maybe falling back into the clutches of Unsuccessful, the number 56 in the Folklore Racing team. Rohan must have made a mistake somewhere because all of a sudden it's another four-way fight again. Not, I wasn't really looking at the screen, or the main camera I should say, but Rohan has fallen very far back now. So we might see someone come into the pit lane maybe. Someone is not Zero Denial. Will we see any of these guys go into the pit lane? I wonder. And not just yet, no one is rolling the dice. And Chase had a spin at the final corner and has lost even more time and is now behind Finley now. And is now back into 8th position. And Logan Ultramotive watching from home, not looking excited at the current situation that has transpired with his team. They're currently sitting 14th and 8th place, so and that was in the pits was Latini serving his drive-through penalty in the Zen sailing car and won't be looking to score any points because he's now been lapped. Who's fallen further back? It's Rohan. I'm not sure if he's boxed to retire or what. Name's not on the right, so obviously he's not in the game or in his car. So it looks like that's a retirement there for Rohan. So Fusion Motorsport, who've only scored 1 point in the first 5 races, were looking good to score points with their reserve today, but that is not what has transpired. It's yet again another retirement for a Fusion Motorsport car. As Not As Cookie serves the drive-through penalty for 25 corner carts. Laser Boy's only on 8 corner carts, Zero Denial on 12. Cody is on 13, but should we see them come into the pit lane soon? You know what, it might. Here's Delhi. Still no sight of anyone coming into the pit lane, so maybe tire wear wasn't as bad as one would have thought. Or they're pitting in the final 10 laps to just absolutely go for it. Yellow in sector 3, but it might not be a safety car. for that incident. Whatever it was has now been cleared. On this lap, Ladair has fallen further back, and there into the pits comes Chase. And this is not for a drive-through. This is just, it might be for a pit stop, and it is for a pit stop. So the first person into the pit lane now for an actual tyre change is Chase, and that should give him some free air and some encouragement to get up and ahead of the likes of Eeks and Unsuccessful Prey. He might have just been slow simply because his tyres were just going off, but he has now been lapped. Presume Cody won't pit. The denial's still 16 seconds back. Ladair also came into the pit lane through that tyre change as well. He's on 40 corner cuts, so he's got to be careful as we approach the final 15 laps of the race. And we see Laser 30 seconds back. That's a tight net battle there for 4th place, or a net 4th maybe. It's between Eeks and Finley. So obviously Chase is gambling on the fact that they will pit, because they might not. You aren't required to pit because there's no tyre compounds. So theoretically you could go to the end of the race, and usually the tyre wear around these European tracks aren't as bad as, say, Edmonton, where you had to do 2 stops on the Edmonton Airport circuit. But everyone from 6th upwards has not been lapped yet. So Captain Cody is still setting around the low 110s still. And there's a spin there for Finley, and that should give a red carpet for Eeks. Maybe, or maybe not. I assume they might have spun at the same time, at the same corner, but Eeks' teammate now might come into play as Unsuccessful is looking behind. That was a big slide there from Eeks, so maybe the tyres are going off. We have word that Lati has been asked to box to retire the car. Has not been a good debut race at all for the Vietnamese driver. Down in P10 and will soon be 11. So it's not been a good day for Zen Saline, who I don't think have scored points. Round 4. Might have even been round 3 when they scored, and they were in the lead of the championship at that point. So we won't know what will happen. But here we go into the pits now, Finley. And then where is Chase? Chase is still behind. But he's a lot closer now and is on a bit of fresher rubber. There he is in the background, about a second behind. As we approach the latter quarter of the race. Zero denial 20 seconds back from Captain Cody. We're not sure how long it does take to do a pit stop around here. It might be around 25-30 seconds. So you wouldn't want to have to pit if you don't need to. We've reached 6 o'clock, and that's not what we usually do with Grand Prix, but here we go. This might be the longest Grand Prix we've ever done, and we've still got 10 laps left. But there, Finley is right behind the Proera car of Nordic Cookies, who hasn't stopped but has served the drive-through. So we'll see how the Folklore car, if they both box, we'll see how they react. Or if they can stay out, then I shouldn't want to do that as well. I tell you what though, Captain Cody here is on 21 corner cuts. So it might be a bit touch and go. There's actually a lot of people are on the cusp as well. Laser Boy is still only on 13 corner cuts. Unsuccessful's on 22 corner cuts. So is Chase. Coolbro 9 is on 23 corner cuts. Finley's only on 16. And Eeks is on 19. Speaking of Eeks, it looks like he's coming into the pits, and he has. So let's see how this transpires. Into the pits, back into the car. There's Finley, there's Chase. And as he comes out of the pit lane, might have a bit more speed, but no, they are clean ahead. And so both Finley and Chase have jumped the Folklore car in the stops. We'll see how Unsuccessful reacts to that. But that was a good strategy call there for Emotive Motorsport. Finally something to celebrate in this race. Hitting early before, or performing the undercut I should say. And now up into what is 7th place. And might be looking to overtake this Proera car who has not stopped yet. And getting up into 6th. There's the timing sheet updating, showing that Eeks has fallen into P1. On 22 corner cuts as we approach lap 32 of 40. Good denial, 27 seconds back. Laser 37 seconds back. So if Odie gets a drive-through, he's on 22 corner cuts at the moment. Then that'll give both Zero and Laser some encouragement. Try and push. Unsuccessful in 4th place. Has not been lapped. Everyone below him has. And it looks like Unsuccessful won't stop in this race, which might honestly be a good strategy call, as we now have 7 laps left to go of the race. We'll see how far back Zero Denial is on this lap. And it looks like Eeks might be going for the fastest lap. A 17.0 in the first sector is one of the best. Of course, with the fresher tyres, that helps. Zero Denial has lost a bit of time to Laser. And has also lost time from Cody as well. In 5 seconds now. And the tyres, they appear like they're going off now for the people who have stayed out, but they've committed to this no-stop strategy, and they have to stay with it. There's a boy just rounding the final corner, and he's lost about a second. By the way, on that lap where I said Eeks was going for the fastest lap, it ended up being the third fastest, and 6/10 back from what is still the fastest lap of the race, set by Captain Cody, who is now on 23, and there's about 5 drivers on 23. Cody chases on 22, Eeks, Coolbro, and Unsuccessful. Speaking of Unsuccessful, he's now come into the pit lane with just 6 laps remaining, and you'd think he'd already committed, but he's lost so much time that they've already passed him before he's even reset his tyres. So obviously the undercut working very, very well around here. You don't lose too much time with it. The Unsuccessful will now come out in that 8th place. Coolbro 9 is just approaching the final part of the lap, and Unsuccessful is about 10 seconds up the road. So maybe the Folklore cars need to have a look at their strategy, but it is the first time here at Misano, so obviously we don't know if the undercut or overcut works better around this track. They're denial 34 seconds back now from Captain Cody in first place. 5 laps remaining. Zero Denial only on 17. Laser Boy on 17. Corner cuts as well. Cody's still hanging on there with 23. I think he's just lapped them for the second time. Nope, that is them still being lapped. Coolbro 9 has reached the drive-through, or the corner cut limit, I should say, in the holding car. And he's 9th, so that might take him back behind Ledare for 10th place. Latingi has retired, so the 3 names down there have all retired from the race. But they're Unsuccessful down in P8. Over, not as Cookies with a big slide coming out of turn 8. Ledare has hit the second drive through, or the CC limit. Eeks is on 24, so it's getting closer out there. Cody has lost heaps of time now. He's setting 111s as he tries to not get corner cuts. There is Ledare and Coolbro both setting their respective drive-through penalties now at the exact same time. Laps 37 of 40 now. And was that Laser Boy spinning? And it was! Out of the final corner. Trying to push to make second place happen. And pushing too much. And spun at the final corner, hit the inside wall, and he's lost all the time that he was gaining on Zero Denial. Zero Denial losing the rear end yet again, so obviously a one stop might have been better for these drivers. Captain Cody's actually going so slow that some people have started to unlap themselves who are on the fresher rubber, and he's just letting him go. He doesn't need to risk anything. He's on 23 corner cuts, so there's no need to push if they're already 40 seconds behind. Just see how slow he's going. Usually see him absolutely booking it. Of course, that's not happening today because he doesn't need to. He's already done that in the first bit of the race. Pace on 24 corner cuts, so is Eeks also on 24 corner cuts. If they get a drive-through now, then they might drop out of the points, if anything, but they'll certainly go down towards 7th and 8th position. That's certainly what unsuccessful and not as cookies would want. There's a spin there for one of the Pro Era cars. Not the Pro Era cars, I should say the Folklore cars, and it was Eeks who has now just been lapped again. Finley's moved up to 4th place in the Toyota, and we've got 2 laps now left to go. Big slide there from Cody through the first part of the lap. Doesn't invalidate though. And while he's setting mid 111s, 2 behind him are setting 13 zeros. So even when he's going slowly, he's still gaining time on the people behind him. He's getting very close to lapping his teammate for a second time. Zero Denial apparently spun it in the final corner. We can see Laserboy entering the shot behind. So the tyres going off for the Pro Era. They were working in Lisbon Setúbal. Clearly not working here, because they're losing so much time throughout the entirety of the lap. Continually spinning. And let's see if Laser can challenge as we reach the final lap. Cody on 23 corner cuts still. And it looks like he'll be able to maintain that first place. As these guys battle it out, Cody is about to lap his teammate for the second time, spinning through turn 8. Time for the final time. This battle will rage on for 40 more seconds after Captain Cody's crossed the line. They're 48 seconds back as Laser spun it again. It looks like he has, because he's lost about 4 seconds back to Zero Denial, so it might stay the way it is with Zero Denial in second and Laserboy in third. But the man who has solidified his position in first place rounds the final corner, and the championship leader extends an advantage yet again, and Captain Cody wins at Misano at the Italian Grand Prix. And what a way to put a statement onto the rest of the field. The most amount of people that we've seen in a race, and he still wins by over 40 seconds. A mammoth performance from the yet to be maybe time champion. But the battle's still on though, for the second and third, and also behind as well, Finley and rest of his crew still going. They weren't actually lapped. A Zero around the final corner, doesn't spin. Will take second place. Third to Laser. Of fourth. Fifth goes to Chase, and Eeks down in sixth. Good performance from Folklore. They get scorers. for their new lineup. Thank you all for watching SSRL production of the Italian Grand Prix. Join us next week or in 2 weeks' time, where we head to Poland for the Polish Grand Prix at the Zygmunt International Circuit. Then.